Race number 1, Grande Glen, TB Rich, Tassie Mac, Arden S. King, Fundy Wins Horton, Lingan Tammy, Pineway Chip, and Quintana Roo. Here they come. They're off and pacing. TB Rich gets off the gate first to grab the lead out the rail. Grande Glen driving up on the outside as Fundy Wins Horton into the first turn as they race on by the 8th into the backstretch. TB Rich on top. Fundy Wins Horton driving up on the outside. In along the fence, that's Grande Glen racing from 3. Tassie Mac parked out in 4. In along the fence, that's Pineway Chip pacing away 5th. Quintana Roo has 6th. Down along the rail and racing 7 is Arden S. King. Threading the field, Lingan Tammy. They move on past the opening quarter. Fundy Wins Horton on top and sets the early fractions. He's your leader by 1 out the rail. And getting a good journey out of 2 is TB Rich. Grande Glen next in line at 3rd. In along the fence, Pineway Chip is pacing along 4th. From 5 is Quintana Roo. Arden S. King, Tassie Mac, and Lingan Tammy is trailing 30 and 2 the opening quarter. Off the turn, they straighten out through the stretch as they approach the halfway point. Fundy Wins Horton is still the leader by 1. TB Rich right there second with Grande Glen next in line at 3rd. Here comes Quintana Roo to the outside. First over 4th. Out the rail and racing 5 is Pineway Chip to the outside. Arden S. King will follow Quintana Roo's cover. In along the fence, that's Lingan Tammy, and Tassie Mac is now the trailer. They continue on to the backstretch for the final time. Fundy Wins Horton is still in charge by 1. TB Rich second. Quintana Roo is gaining ground on the outside. She now sits 3rd as they approach 3/4. Fundy Wins Horton, TB Rich on the outside. Quintana Roo is 3rd. Grande Glen is 4th. 102 and 1 was the halfway point as they check in at the 3/4. Fundy Wins Horton maintaining a 1-length lead. TB Rich content to sit the pocket with Quintana Roo. Next in line to 3rd. Grande Glen paces from 4th. Out the rail, Pineway Chip is 5. Arden S. King, Lingan Tammy, and Tassie Mac as they move past the 7/8. Fundy Wins Horton. TB Rich is still right there second off the turn. TB Rich now stepping to the outside to challenge Fundy Wins Horton for the top. 133 and 4/5 and 3/4. They straighten out for the stretch drive. Fundy Wins Horton, TB Rich on the outside. Those two through the stretch. It's going to be Fundy Wins Horton hanging on to win it. Finishing second is TB Rich in the show spot to Grande Glen. Operating back into the winner's enclosure is the unofficial winner of the first race, number 5, Fundy Wins Horton, a 6-year-old bay gelding by Horton Hanover out of the Dam Nibble Dancer. Owned and trained by Blair Laughlin, Robert Laughlin doing the driving. Island 205 and 4/5. Cooler in race 1, donated for the NSPE Raceway. Paul Fournette making the presentation. Race number 2, Shag Patty, Ranger Vic, Cobequid Grey Cloud, Jug Me John, Kalo Sue, Lobster Boy, Jazz Victory, and Crosswise. Here they come. They're off, and as they lead the gate, Cobequid Grey Cloud away quickly looking to grab the lead out the rail. Shag Patty, Ranger Vic in the center 3rd. Up wide, 4 wide on the outside, Kalo Sue. As they move into the first turn, Jug Me John sits 5th on the limb. Lobster Boy from 6th down along the rail, and racing in 7 is Crosswise. Off stride at the back, the trotter Jazz Victory. They move down the backstretch for the first time as they approach the opening quarter. It's Cobequid Grey Cloud in charge and leading by 1. Kayla Sue on the outside looks for room 2nd. Shag Patty races along 3rd. Lobster Boy on the limb is parked out 4th. At the rail is Ranger Vic from 5. Crosswise has 6th. Jug Me John is racing 7 and trailing after the miscue, and now off stride once again is Jazz Victory. 30 and 3/5 the opening panel as they swing off the turn and approach the halfway point. Cobequid Grey Cloud in charge and shows the way up to the halfway point. On the outside, going a long trip, is Lobster Boy and along the fence and racing 3rd, getting a good journey. Kayla Sue on the outside following cover is Crosswise down along the fence and pacing from 5. Shag Patty. Then Ranger Vic and Jug Me John into the lower turn. They continue on to the backstretch, the half in 102. Up front, Cobequid Grey Cloud is still the boss by 1 length. Kayla Sue right there second. Lobster Boy on the outside, dropping back third in along the fence. And fourth, locked in, is Shag Patty. Crosswise forced to go 3 wide around Lobster Boy. As they move on past the 3/4, Cobequid Grey Cloud is continuing to chart the path. Leads by a length. Kayla Sue is second. Crosswise on the limb third. Out the rail, Shag Patty fourth. Tiring fifth is Lobster Boy. As they move on past the 7/8, Cobequid Grey Cloud now opening up by 3. Kayla Sue trying to hang on second. Shag Patty paces along third. Off the turn, 133 and 2/5 to 3/4. They straighten out for the stretch drive. It's all Cobequid Grey Cloud well in hand as they race to the payoff. Kayla Sue is second. Shag Patty third. Crosswise fourth. It's going to be Cobequid Grey Cloud winning it. Kayla Sue finishes second, the show spot to Shag Patty. Riding back is the official winner of race 2, number 3, Cobequid Grey Cloud, a 3-year-old gray filly by cloud cover out of the dam. This is Heather over the Cobequid Farms of Truro. Trey McGordon Dickey, Henry Smallwood driving. The mile in 2:04 and 4/5. Cooler in the second race, donated by the North River Fire Brigade. David Horn making the presentation. Race number 3, top of the stretch, Rambling Dawn, Amber Kelly, Cameron Brent, Main Ward, Getting Soaked, Woodmere Andy, Queen's Future, and Stand Up DB. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Rambling Dawn at the rail gets away quick to grab the lead. Amber Kelly up on the outside is second. Down along the fence, Queen's Future, Main Ward on the limb is moving on and getting away in the 5 spot. That's Stand Up DB next in line at 6th as they move on by the 8th and into the backstretch for the first time is Cameron Brent. Then Woodmere Andy, and trailing is Getting Soaked through the backstretch. They approach the opening quarter. Main Ward moving up on the outside to take charge. Amber Kelly will race second, 2.5 lengths back to Rambling Dawn in 3. Pacing along 4th is Queen's Future with Stand Up DB. Pacing along in 5. Cameron Brent takes a look from 6th. Woodmere Andy 7. And Getting Soaked. Can see them all as they head past the 3/8. Opening quarter, 30 seconds. They round the upper turn. Main Ward will show them up to the halfway point. He maintains a 1-length lead with Amber Kelly sitting in the pocket. Rambling Dawn next in line to 3rd up on the outside. Here comes Cameron Brent first over. Then the Queen's Future is locked in out the rail. On the outside moving is Woodmere Andy. Stepping to the outside, that's Stand Up DB, and a trailing is Getting Soaked. They dip into the lower turn as they continue on to the backstretch. Main Ward will chart the path onto the 3/4. He leads by 1. Cameron Brent, the challenger on the outside, followed by Woodmere Andy. And along the fence is Amber Kelly. He now drops back to sit 4th. From 5 is Rambling Dawn. They move to the backstretch with Stand Up DB 6th. On top and leading the way, that's Main Ward. He's still there by 1. Cameron Brent is giving chase 2nd. Woodmere Andy is pacing along 3rd. Amber Kelly 4th. Rambling Dawn out the wood from 5. Stand Up DB on the limb is 6th. Racing 7 is Queen's Future. And Getting Soaked trails. They move on past the 7/8. And Cameron Brent on the outside now forges to the front. Main Ward is second on the outside. Woodmere Andy 3rd. Off the turn, they straighten out for the stretch drive. It's Cameron Brent on top by half a length. On the outside, Woodmere Andy is closing in second. Cameron Brent, Woodmere Andy. It's going to be close. We'll wait for the picture. The show spot going to Rambling Dawn. Operating back is the official winner of race 3, number 6, Woodmere Andy, a 7-year-old brown horse by Trooper Chip of the dam Annie O'Brien, owned by Roger Boudreau and Georgeline LeBlanc, St. Joseph, New Brunswick. Dave Carey doing the driving, the mile in 2:03 and 3/5. Cooler in the third race, donated by Valley Kemptown Fire Brigade. Lawrence Dunlop making the presentation. Race number 4, Miracle Report, Skipper Jet, Bio Medallion, Hometown Hero, Kilkerran Darcy, Mel's Escape, Royal Play, and Chancel Lane. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Miracle Report off the rail, quick to grab the top spot on the outside. Hometown Hero is hustled up second, dropping in, finding a seat third is Skipper Jet. In along the fence is Royal Play, racing from 4. Kilkerran Darcy settles 5th. Racing in 6th is Bio Medallion. On the limb is Mel's Escape 7. And trailing is Chancel Lane. They move down the backstretch for the first time as they head to the opening quarter. Hometown Hero has reached the top spot, and he leads by a length and a half. Miracle Report gives chase second, with Skipper Jet pacing along at third. Next in line, Royal Play fourth. Parked out is Mel's Escape in 5. Out the rail, Kilkerran Darcy is next in line, 6th. Bio Medallion has 7. And out the back of the field is Chancel Lane by the quarter in 30 2/5 as they swing off of the upper turn. Hometown Hero now skipping off by 2.5. Miracle Report is second with Skipper Jet tied up in the 3 spot. Royal Play takes a look from 4. Kilkerran Darcy with an eye to the outside 5, followed in 6th by Bio Medallion. Mel's Escape and Chancel Lane, they go past the halfway point as they dip into the paddock turn. Up front, Hometown Hero is still in charge. Miracle Report now a closer second with Skipper Jet. Pacing along a third, Royal Play still has the 4 spot. Kilkerran Darcy from 5. Bio Medallion is 6th. Chancel Lane and Mel's Escape. They start down the backstretch. No change in positions. Up front, it's still Hometown Hero. He had them by the half in 1:01 and 1/5. He continues to lead by 1. Miracle Report. There goes Royal Play now to the outside to mount a mid third. At the fence, Skipper Jet stays there 4th. On the limb within striking distance, Bio Medallion. Then Kilkerran Darcy, Chancel Lane, and Mel's Escape. They move on past the 7/8. Up front and on top, Hometown Hero. Miracle Report now up to challenge with Royal Play. Well spotted 3rd. Skipper Jet locked 4th. Off the turn, they straighten out for the stretch drive, and Miracle Report has taken over. Royal Play up on the outside 2nd. Skipper Jet now finds room 3rd as they drive through the stretch. Miracle Report gets up to win it. 2nd is Royal Play, the show spot to Skipper Jet. Parading back in the winner's enclosure is the official winner of the 4th race, number 1, Miracle Report, a 10-year-old chestnut horse by Miracle Chip out of Lady Reporter, owned and trained by Harold Denny. Jim Davis driving, mile in 2:03 and 3/5. Cooler in the 4th race, kindly donated by Salmon River Fire Brigade. Raymond LeBlanc at trackside making the presentation. Race number 5, BJ Glamour, Volvic, Charlotte's Doll, JR Florence Cover, Roger B. Quick, Chief Tudor, Another Extra, and Woodmere Jelly. They're off and pacing. JR Florence Cover away quickly with Volvic. Those two battle for the lead with BJ Glamour out the wood third. One on the outside. As they move into the turn, Chief Tudor, they move on by the 8th into the backstretch. Volvic on the outside, races off the top. In along the fence, BJ Glamour controls the rail second, racing third is JR Florence Cover, moving up to settle fourth. As they move on to the opening quarter, is Chief Tudor. Next in line is Charlotte's Doll from 5, another extra 6. Woodmere Jelly in 7, and Roger B. Quick trails the field. Seating arrangements now complete as they move into the turn, approaching the 3/8 opening quarter, 29 3/5, with BJ Glamour in control, leading by 1. Volvic sits in the pocket. JR Florence Cover now stepping to the outside third, with Chief Tudor to follow fourth. Off the turn, and pacing 5 is Charlotte's Doll. They approach the halfway point. BJ Glamour in control is showing the way by 1 length. JR Florence Cover moving first over. Down along the fence and pacing from a 3 is Volvic with Chief Tudor. Pacing on the outside with Cover fourth. Charlotte's Doll locked in 5, another extra 6. Woodmere Jelly and Roger B. Quick. They continue on to the backstretch for the final time. BJ Glamour is still in control by 1 on the outside. JR Florence Cover. There goes Chief Tudor. He sent up 3 wide. As they move down the backstretch, 101 and a 3/5, the halfway point. BJ Glamour, JR Florence Cover in the center. Chief Tudor out 3 wide is third. Out the rail, Volvic fourth. Another extra within striking distance, 5. 3 wide for the back comes Roger B. Quick. He's gaining ground quickly as they approach the 7/8, but it's still BJ Glamour. She now leads by a length and a half. On the outside, Roger B. Quick is up 3 wide and gaining ground quickly. 133, the 3/4 off the turn. They straighten out for the stretch drive. BJ Glamour, Roger B. Quick out there 3 wide is moving in second. Racing third, Chief Tudor. They drive through the stretch. BJ Glamour on the outside. Roger B. Quick. BJ Glamour, Roger B. Quick. BJ Glamour holds on to win it. Roger B. Quick second. It's close between a Woodmere Jelly and Chief Tudor for third. Operating back is the unofficial winner of race 5, number 1, BJ Glamour, a 4-year-old bay mare by Curtis Hanover out of Avon Mickey. Owned, trained, and driven to victory by Roger Watkins, the mile in 2:04 and 2/5. Cooler in the 5th race, donated by Onslow Belmont Fire Brigade. Race number 6, Walk in the Park, White Land Lady, Hilarious Hail, I'm a Cupid, Angels Tracer, Allen Jaguar, Spectacular Mike, and Time to Fight. Here they come. They're off and pacing, Walk in the Park, away from the rail, quickly to grab the top spot. On the outside, White Land Lady is second. Hilarious Hail moving up on the outside and along the fence. That's Time to Fight, who moves up, sits third. Hilarious Hail on the limb is fourth. Out the rail, I'm a Cupid from 5. Into the backstretch, Angels Tracer next in line is 6th from 7, Island Jaguar, and treading the field, Spectacular Mike. They move through the backside as they approach the opening quarter. Up front and leading by 1 is White Land Lady with Walk in the Park giving chase second. Time to Fight is racing third. There goes Hilarious Hail. He steps to the outside and is sent up after the lead as they approach the 3/8. Hilarious Heel moves on to take over the top spot. White Land Lady is now sitting in the pocket. Walk in the Park next in line is third. Time to Fight takes a look from fourth. In 5, I'm a Cupid. Angel's Tracer has sixth from 7, Island Jaguar. And far back and trailing is Spectacular Mike. 30 2/5 was the opening quarter. Off the turn, they approach the halfway point. Hilarious Hale is up front and charting the path. He leads by 1. Here comes Walk in the Park on the outside. At the rail, that's White Land Lady. Time to Fight steps to the passing lane in 4. At the rail, I'm a Cupid. He's in along the fence and locked in at 5 on the outside. Angel's Tracer, then Island Jaguar, and Spectacular Mike halfway home in 1:02 and 3/5 as they start down the backstretch. Walk in the Park on the outside. Now puts a neck in front at the rail. Hilarious Hale fights back second. Time to Fight, well spotted on the limb, races third. At the rail, White Land Lady is pacing fourth. Angel's Tracer on the limb from 5. In 6th, I'm a Cupid. She steps to the outside with Island Jaguar in 7. They move on now to the upper turn. Walk in the Park by 3 parts of a length. Time to Fight gives chase outside second. Racing a third now is Angel's Tracer. 1:34 and 2/5 to 3/4 off the turn. They straighten out for the stretch drive. Angel's Tracer now coming up 3 deep to challenge. Off the turn and through the stretch. Angel's Tracer, Time to Fight in the center with the lead. Walk in the Park. White Land Lady looks for room as they drive through the stretch. Time to Fight gets up to win it. Looks like Angel's Tracer, then Walk in the Park. Trading back now in victory lane is the unofficial winner of race 6, number 8, Time to Fight, a 4-year-old bay horse by Hustling Time out of the Damn Fightin' Filly, Baron Wallace. Trained by Gary Fraser, Danny Romo driving, mile and 2:05 and 2/5. Cooler in race 6, donated by the Truro Fire Brigade. Deputy Chief John James making the presentation. Race number 7, the open for Fillies and Mares. Mitzi Blenheim, Island Heather, Crystal Skipper, Chow Mein Time, Netta Matilla, and RB's Laura. Here they come. They are off and pacing, and as they leave the gate out the rail, Mitzi Blenheim away quickly to grab the lead. Chow Mein Time is hustled up on the outside, looking to take charge. Island Heather settles in at the wood third. Wide fourth, these Netta Matilla. At the wood, racing 5 in the early going is Crystal Skipper, and treading the field, RB's Laura. They move down the backside for the first time with Mitzi Blenheim up front, leading by half a length on the outside. That's Chow Mein Time looking for the top. At the rail, Island Heather paces along in 3. Netta Matilla parked on the outside with cover from 4. Out the wood, Crystal Skipper has 5. And RB's Laura trails the 6-horse field as they move into the turn, approaching the 3/8. Chow Mein Time and Mitzi Blenheim up front are battling for the top spot. At the rail, Island Heather enjoying the journey third. Outside and covered up fourth is Netta Matilla. Crystal Skipper now steps to the outside, and trailing the field is RB's Laura, 29 and 2, the halfway point as they approach the half on the outside. Here comes Netta Matilla, moving up 3 wide to take over. Mitzi Blenheim out the rail is now second. On the outside, Chow Mein Time third. Moving 3 wide fourth, Crystal Skipper. Island Heather gets shuffled back to 5th, and RB's Laura trails. They move on now past the 5/8 and onto the backstretch with Netta Matilla in charge by a length out the rail. That's Mitzi Blenheim second on the outside. Crystal Skipper has moved up to sit third. 59 and 2/5, the halfway point. As they approach the 3/4, Netta Matilla by 3 parts of a length. Crystal Skipper outside second. Mitzi Blenheim races third. In along the fence, Island Heather is fourth. Here comes RB's Laura, 3 wide for the back. And Chow Mein Time is now trailing. They move on past the 7/8. Netta Matilla by a neck on the outside. That's Crystal Skipper. RB's Laura in contention is now racing fourth. In along the fence, nowhere to go for Mitzi Blenheim. Off the turn, 130 and 2/5 to 3/4. They straighten out for the stretch drive on the outside. Crystal Skipper takes over from Netta Matilla. RB's Laura moving up on the outside. Far outside, Island Heather. They charge the wire. It's going to be Crystal Skipper winning it. Finishing second is Island Heather, and it looks like RB's Laura for third. Operating back is the unofficial winner of race 7, number 3, Crystal Skipper, a 7-year-old bay mare by Laura Skipper out of the dam Miss Liberation. Owned by Debbie Carey of Truro, trained and driven by Dave Carey, the mile in 2:02 and 1/5. Cooler in race 7, donated by the Tanamagush Fire Department. Race number 8, top of the stretch. I'm a Brian's Girl, Denashton Kurt, Tidal Wave, Whisper Nifty Neck, Cut, Justice Sport. In the back tier, Fortune Maker at HB's Max. Here they come. They are off, and as they leave the gate, off stride goes Denashton Kurt. Driving out for the lead is Whisper Nifty Neck with I'm a Brian's Girl away at the rails second. On the outside, racing a third is Cut. Fortune Maker sits fourth in the early going. Settling in 5 is Justice Sport. Away 6th is Tidal Wave. In along the fence and racing from 7, HB's Max. And trailing after the miscue leaving is Denashton Kurt. They start up the backstretch. Racing on to the opening quarter. Whisper Nifty Neck and I'm a Brian's Girl are battling for the lead, with I'm a Brian's Girl prevailing out the rail on the outside. And now dropping back, Whisper Nifty Neck. Fortune Maker in along the fence is tied up in the pocket. Racing 4th. Out the rail as they move into the turn is Cut with Justice Sport pacing along from 5. Tidal Wave next in line 6th, HB's Max 7. And out the back of the field is Denashton Kurt. Single file as they head off of the upper turn. 29 and 4/5 the opening panel. I'm a Brian's Girl in charge by a length. Fortune Maker getting a good journey from 2. Cut now starting out the outside flow. In along the fence is Whisper Nifty Neck to the outside. Tidal Wave with cover, followed by HB's Max, Justice Sport, and Denashton Kurt. They dip into the paddock turn for the final time as they head past the 5/8. I'm a Brian's Girl in charge by 3 parts of a length. Cut on the outside, giving chase second. At the wood locked in is Fortune Maker third. Tidal Wave getting a second over Journey in 4. At the rail 5 is Whisper Nifty Neck with nowhere to go. HB's Max within striking distance 6th. Justice Sport in 7. And Denashton Kurt can see them all as they head on past the 3/4 on the outside. That's Cut now forging to the front. At the rail, I'm a Brian's Girl is now second. Tidal Wave on the outside third. 3 wide is HB's Max from 4th. Fortune Maker looking for room 5. They continue on past the 7/8. Cut by half a length. Tidal Wave now coming to the outside second. As they swing off the turn, Tidal Wave and Cut are matching strides off the final turn. They straighten out for the payoff. Tidal Wave on the outside now to the front. At the rail, Cut is second. Fortune Maker trying to hang on third. HB's Max 4th. As they drive to the line, Tidal Wave will win it. Cut second. Fortune Maker finishes third. Gary McDonald doing the driving, the mile in 2:05 and 1/5. Cooler in race 8, donated by the Stewiacke Fire Department. Doug McDonald making the presentation.